On today's episode of Identity, minister and motivational speaker Pastor Pushy Watson joins us for coffee. We head to Zanzibar where our guest presenter introduces us to the Baha'i Youth Service. We learn about the symbology of Hindu deities on this week's app. We review the website steptohealth.com. And the Dube brothers wrap up the show with their track More.
I am an individual with an imagination. My inner faith illuminates innovations. In a space with infinite inspiration, I was born free from all incarceration. Incredible, living infallibly, intelligent, outshine with my inner being. This is me, impeccable as ever been. I am you, you are me. This is my identity.
Good morning, namaste, assalamu alaikum, and shalom to you all. Ligama lami Mpumi Mbethe, luhlelo yi-Identity. Sibonga kakhulu ukuthi wena ukhethe kuhlanganyela nathi kuleli sonto lelandvulela lisuku lwephasika. On that note, it's time to empower you with more knowledge as I chat with this week's inspirational guest. So sit back, relax, and join us for a cup of coffee with an equal measure of spiritual motivation. Lingendi lethu likhumbula Pushy Watson asasengumsakadi kumabonakude kuhlelo lweJam Early. She then surrendered to the call of the divine and began serving in the women's ministry. She was later ordained as a pastor at Rhema Bible Church. Pastor Pushy, welcome to Identity.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to talk about Pushy before the wife, mother, pastor. Your childhood. Tell me about where you grew up and how you generally grew up.
I grew up in Liberia in a Christian home, very relaxed. Liberia is coastal, so Sundays was church and then at the beach. I had a beautiful childhood, and when I was about 10 years old, I went away to boarding school. Mm-hmm. My parents grew up in the UK, but they wanted us to stay in Africa. So we went to school in Kenya, which is basically UK in Africa. Mm-hmm. So that was my childhood growing up, and then I went to school in Ghana, and then I went to the Gambia, and then I came to South Africa. So I've traveled a lot.
And how did that influence your personality, having traveled across just on the continent?
I think it's made me a different person. I can relate with any kind of person from all walks of life, because not only did I school and live on the continent, but a majority of my family lives in America and in Europe. So I've traveled extensively throughout the world, and I think that's an education that you cannot get in schools alone.
And tell me about your aspirations growing up. Did you always want to be on TV, or did you even see this journey becoming a pastor?
Well, I've always been a spiritual child. When my grandmother passed away, others were getting jewelry, and I inherited her big gilt-edged Bible. So the calling was always there. You know, the Bible says, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. Mm-hmm. I called you, I appointed you. Mm-hmm. It's you that discovers later on what's really within you. Mm-hmm. But I didn't grow up thinking that I would become a pastor. I've always been a communicator.
Yeah.
That is the foundation and the common thread. So whether I was communicating in schools, I was very good representing my schools in debates and things like that, or whether I was communicating on television later on, or whether I'm communicating from the platform to the public, I've always been a speaker. That's my gift.
In the Christian realm, we don't often see a lot of female pastors. And with your background in the entertainment business, were there any challenges coming from Jam Early and standing on the pulpit?
Not for me personally. Mm-hmm. Whether it was difficult for other people to receive or not, I'm not really sure. But I always know what I want to do and how I want to do it. And I don't really take into consideration what other people are going to think about it or how they feel. So that limits the challenges for me personally, because I'm very driven and very focused. And when I left television, I went straight into Bible school. I served in my church for 6 years. I knew where I wanted to be. I didn't know ultimately that I would be a pastor, but I knew that that's where I had to be at that time. And one thing led to the next. And you know, it takes 10 years to be an overnight success. And 10 years later, I might be standing on the pulpit, and it might be people seeing me for the first time doing that, thinking, well, this is sudden, but not for me. It's been a lifetime journey.
And we are in the week leading to Easter. What is the significance of Easter?
Easter is the time of Christ's resurrection, from his burial on Good Friday to the resurrection. It's a time of new beginnings. It's a time of renewed hope. The same resurrection power that lies in Christ, that raised him from the dead, lies within every Christian, every follower of Christ. And if there are dreams, if there are visions, if there are purpose and hopes that you had in your life that you feel may never come to pass, this is a time to be renewed in your hope and in your strength, and know that the same God that raised Jesus from the dead can raise your dreams again. Don't give up. Don't let go. Just keep believing.
A lot of us go to church to get spiritual revival. How do you as a pastor revive your own spirituality?
You know, that's a very good one, because you can be doing the work of the Lord and you can dry up because your output is greater than your intake. And if that's the case, then your upkeep becomes your downfall. So you have to be continuously feeding yourself as well. So a public call has a very private walk. It's a lot of time of isolation. It does not mean you're abandoned, but it means that you're preparing yourself. He who is on his knees in private stands before men in public. So it means a lot of time alone with you and God, being fed. I have a great mentor, my pastor, Pastor Ray McCauley, who can also feed me spiritually, who can also give me advice and speak into my life and be a father figure for me. But every person needs to also receive. Otherwise, you cannot give what you do not have. And whether that means in time of prayer, reading the word, reading the Bible, in terms of preparation, surrounding yourself with other ministers that can pour into your life, iron sharpening iron, you must be continually feeding in order to be continually giving other people.
You mentioned that you traveled and you lived on the continent, in different places of the continent. We face issues like xenophobic violence in the country. We're also in a country of multiple faiths, multi-religions, people believing in different things. How would you say religion or spirituality would play a role to unite us in our diversity?
That's exactly it. You need to understand that we can be united in diversity, that we don't all have to be the same, that different does not mean wrong. Different does not mean you don't have to be afraid of the difference of other people. You have to respect other people. Live and let live. The Bible says, I set before you life and death, blessings and cursings. Now choose life. So Jesus didn't choose for me. I have to choose for myself. So they also have to make a choice for themselves. So live your life in a way that inspires people to want to have what you have and be who you are. And that is the light that is within you. With the xenophobia, it's a new society. The democracy is 20 years. They're still finding their feet. If you enter America, it might take you 5 people before you hear an American accent, because at immigration is a Muslim lady that's checking you in. At the taxis is a guy from Nigeria or Ghana that's driving you to your hotel or wherever you're going to. Because we live in a global world and people are migrating all the time. And so foreign might be scary for now, but eventually people will get used to the differences, that just because my skin color is different from yours, or my accent or my nationality is different from yours, underneath it all, we all have the same blood, we all have the same heart, and we need to learn to love each other and embrace each other and not fear each other.
I want to play a quick word game with you, so just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind as quickly as possible. If you could erase any day of the week, which day would it be and why?
Maybe Monday. If I have to choose a day,
we all would.
I'll just say Monday.
If you could be an item of clothing, which would you rather be, skirt or a polo neck?
A polo neck.
What's the one thing in the world you would like to have?
Just love.
If you would be mute or silent for a whole week, how would you communicate?
Sign language. I'm learning sign language.
And if you could choose between chocolate and flowers, which one would you rather have?
Flowers.
If you could be a book or a movie, what title would you want to be?
Destiny.
Pastor Pushi, it's been such a pleasure to have you here on Identity. I wish we had an entire hour.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Ngiyethemba nawe lapho ekhaya kukhona lokuthide lozuzele kona kuPastor Pushi longakusebenzisa mawusahamba endleleni yempilo lehle ihambe ibe madima. Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we bring you today's story that highlights the impact that the Baha'i youth are making in Mzansians.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Ngiphinze ngikwamukele usabukele i-Identity kulembela sonto. This is the multi-faith breakfast show that gets your week off to a spiritually uplifted start, and you are still watching Identity with myself, Mpumi Mbethe. We love hearing from you, especially if it's an invite to cover a worthwhile story in your community. One such story came from Nicholas Rowani, who wrote an email to us sharing his story, and it reads as follows. Hi Identity, my name is Nicholas. I'm a member of a group of young people from the Baha'i faith in Johannesburg who dedicate their time to assist kids from Mzansians. We help the kids with studying, we teach them art, music, and we also teach them how to behave and carry themselves amongst each other. But above all, we have fun with them. I would like to extend an invitation to the Identity team to come and visit us and share our story. Faith and spirituality are a huge part of one's identity, and the Baha'i youth play a major role in the community of Mzansians. Sisijabulele nasi simemo sahamba sayochitha lusuku nanaba abantu labasha. Ngingasho nje ukuthi bakhona nebumongameli bakusasa khona lapho awusodibonela.
This is my identity.
Hi guys, my name is Nicholas Rohani. I'm a Baha'i youth serving in Mzansians, and I'm really happy that you guys received our email. And Mpumi, thank you for sending through your identity team, because hopefully today we're going to end up having a lot of fun. We're running children's classes for kids and youth, and we really believe as Baha'is that, youth and children are our future, and the more love and effort we invest into them, the better it's going to be for our community. So come and join us and let's check it out. Okay guys, I'm sitting here with Anya, who is a teacher of the junior youth. Those are kids between the age of 11 and 15 who we believe really have amazing capacity to serve their community. Anya, how are you today?
Good, how are you, Nikki?
I'm really well, thank you. Anya, you've been teaching your class for about a year now here in Mzansians. Tell us about it. Tell us about what you've seen and what you've learned. So
my junior youth or my children classes, they're basically they're a very developing age. They're at that age where they're very malleable and the external factors really do affect them. Living in this kind of environment, they're very aware of all the negative effects that they're experienced or exposed to. So the children or the junior youth that I'm exposed or teaching are basically learning the different aspects of community building and how they can, as individuals, make a difference in the world.
Just tell us a bit more about the Baha'i approach to education.
Okay, so the basic fundamental idea that the rest of the world has is that a child is a cup, and we basically have to just fill the cup with water or milk or whatever until it's full, until it's reached its capacity. The Baha'i aspect, however, envisions children as a mine, where a mine is, there's a lot of different things inside. There's gems, there's rocks, there's a lot of different aspects that need to be mined out. So the Baha'i aspect is more of how do we as teachers assist the children in finding these gems that are within them, and how do we help them bring them out and to be a gem so that they can either show forth in the community as being so different and so world embracing.
That's really inspiring. Thank you for talking to us, Anya. Okay guys, I'm sitting here with some of Mzansians' incredible young people. Keith, tell me, how do you think you're going to end up serving your community?
I think I'm just going to tell everybody the world's not always against you. Some people in your life are actually trying to help you, but if you won't allow them to help you, you're actually pushing them away from you. So just care for other people, because some people do actually care about you. They're not always against you.
That's amazing.
Hi guys, my name is Keith Mahlangu. My identity is pure happiness because it keeps us positive in the world.
We're here with Ms. Salome, who's one of the parents of one of our favorite students here at Mzansians. Ms. Salome, have you noticed any differences in Judith since she's been coming to the classes?
Judith ke ngwana ratang dibuka. Le ha ke re ha re shopong hanya ke o ya shopong o rata fela re mama ke ya sekolong ha ra tlo mmisa di class tsa ka di Saturdays ene o rata ma teacher ya hae ke ngwana ratang ngwala o khatha di pictures so and so.
What do you think you're going to become when you grow up?
Astronomer scientist.
Wow, an astronomer scientist. And why is that?
Because I like checking out the stars and planets.
And in terms of how you feel like this class has helped you serve your community?
It's helped me because it's built up my vocab and it teaches me other great stuff, to be kind and loving, and also taught me some virtues. Hi guys, my name is Keleto Museki and my South African identity is love, respect and Ubuntu.
I'm sitting here with Auntie Rose, one of the teachers of the Mzansians school, best dressed today and best dressed always. So Auntie Rose, in terms of the way, have you noticed a change in the kids over these 4 years that you've been teaching them?
Sure. A lot of change. At one point, the principal of the school even asked us what we're doing so right to the kids that are coming to our Baha'i children's classes. And I had to laugh because the teachers could see the difference in the behavior of the kids. They were much more calmer, more listening in class, and more respectful.
How are you planning to make this world a better place for your own children?
I want to stop xenophobia, what people are doing to other people, because it's not nice to do that. And I also want to stop crime.
Crime, xenophobia, drugs, teenage pregnancy. Between the three of them, they're practically going to solve the world's issues. This is what happens when you put your faith in young people.
Hi, my name is Nontantla Khalan and I'm proudly South African.
Well guys, that's the end of the day. I really hope that you enjoyed your time with us and maybe learned a thing or two. I really hope that you guys find time in your lives and in your hearts to give back to your own communities, because the Baha'i youth believe that this is the first step in actually making the world a better place. I mean, children are our future, but the youth are the ones who have to act. So find the time, get out there and give back to your community. Back to you in the studio, Sis Mpumi.
A thumbs up to the Baha'i youth. The community of Mzansians is really blessed to have such initiatives. We certainly hope you got inspired to do something in your community to help the less fortunate. Remember that change begins with you. If you've missed that empowering insert, you can comment on our social media and share your views on anything that you've watched so far. Just like Nicholas, you can write to us. Our email address is identitytvshow@gmail.com. You follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and you can click like on our Facebook page at Identity TV Show. We'd love to hear from you. Let's go to an ad break. When we come back, we bring you an interesting app about Hindu deities. Do stay tuned.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
You are still tuned in to Identity, the multi-faith youth show that keeps you informed on the religious front. We certainly hope that you are enjoying your Sunday. If you have just joined us, here's a quick recap of what you've missed so far. Minister and motivational speaker Pastor Pushi Watson joined us for coffee. We then went to Mzansians to see the Baha'i youth invest in the future of young people. Nyalo siboga matrends emkhakheni wete media. Nayi what's happening. Although Hinduism reflects a range of deities, as with most religions, the belief is one absolute reality. However, the plethora of the many deities has various meanings. If you ever wanted to understand the spiritual significance and symbolism of each of these gods and goddesses, then this app will certainly enlighten you. Discover the secrets of the symbols associated with Hindu gods and goddesses and their spiritual, scientific, symbolic meaning. The app allows you to tap on many of the symbols associated with the most popular Hindu gods and goddesses. You can press to discover the meaning of the symbols they hold in their hands, the ornaments that adorn their bodies, their posture, and associated colors, and much more. On this app, you have an option of viewing the list of gods in either alphabetical order or by classification. At the top of the screen, you will see three options: the markers, the symbol, and summary tab. On the markers, you can see over the god's image. Click on any of the circles and a description of that particular symbol appears. On the symbol tab, you click to discover a list of the symbols with the descriptions. On the Summary tab, you click to discover the symbolic meaning of the god from topics such as creation, cosmology, nature, spirituality, and personal development. At the bottom of the screen, they provide a Hide marker tab to hide or to turn on the blinking markers. This is a very interesting app. To learn more about the Hindu gods, visit your app store. Well, that's definitely an app to download if you want to stay enlightened and educated. Today's website offers information and practical guidelines for dealing with health issues. This website brings you everything you need to know about health from head to toe and its natural solutions. Asibuke. www.steptohealth.com is a simple and interactive website that will help you find your health solutions for any problem you might have. It is designed to achieve optimum health in all spheres of your life. The homepage gives you the option to choose a specific area to focus on, such as 5 tricks to alleviate constipation, prevention of premature wrinkles on your face, exercise to define and tone your muscles. If your aim is to practice good eating habits, then click on the Recipes tab and get health recipes to add to your diet planner and learn how to prepare healthy meals. If you're just curious about how some of your body parts work, click on the Curiosities tab to find out things such as how to avoid problems with dust mites, habits that cause depression, and best fruit for anti-aging properties. This website contains more tabs such as beauty, natural remedies, healthy habits, and weight loss. Remember, your body is a temple, so nourish, treasure, and keep it healthy by logging on to www.steptohealth.com. Sesigoqoda xhumana nathi ku social media. Silandzele ku Twitter kanye na ku Instagram ligama lithi @identitytvshow. Ungathanza likhasi lethu ku Facebook identitytvshow. Ungaphindze usithumele umlayezo nge-email ku identitytvshow@gmail.com. Please note that next Sunday we will make way for an African traditional religion special program at 11 a.m. But we will be back on your screens on the 12th of April. The Identity team wishes all the Christians a blessed Easter Sunday and to stay safe during this coming long weekend, especially if you're traveling. Before I leave you, here are some words of wisdom. One isn't born with courage, but one is born with potential. Without courage, we cannot practice any other virtue with consistency. We can't be kind, true, merciful, generous, or honest. And those words are by the late Maya Angelou. Logo besiniphathele kona silithimba le-Identity. Mina ngiMpumi Mbethe. Sikushiya nemculo lomnanzi webafana baPastor Benjamin Dube, the Dube Brothers. Lethi More. Livike alibe lihle nalomdzala wetinsuku abe nayo.